Whenever I went out with my mother, I found myself scurrying or almost skipping to keep up with her. She was the fastest walker I ever knew, and as family we were often begging her to slow down. My husband Chris used to say, "Let's go for a stroll." And eventually, only very recently, I managed to persuade him that the word stroll had a very different meaning to his reality and hope for a brisk walk. We live in a culture addicted to hurry. Speed seems to be everything, and it does us harm. Just today I read an article about how learning patience and having to wait, whilst counter to our culture, actually helps to create the feel-good chemical serotonin. It is healthy for us, says a psychiatrist. But of course, not all of us can hurry. Physical disability, being stuck in our homes, or hating when the internet goes slow as America comes online in the afternoon. All, to differing degrees, can be so very frustrating. And this period of lockdown in 2020 has caused anxiety and agitation for many of us. A Japanese theologian, Kosuke Koyama, says this: "God walks slowly because he is love. If he is not love, he would have gone much faster. Love has its speed. It is an inner speed. It is a spiritual speed. It is the speed we walk. And therefore it is the speed the love of God walks." And so he speaks of the 3 mile an hour God. And we can see this in the life of Jesus, as he responds to the desperate call from a guy named Jairus, whose daughter is sick and dying. Jesus walks towards Jairus' home. But along the way, Jesus takes the time to stop and pay attention to another woman who has been sick for as many years as the child has lived, 12 years. This woman reached out in hope for healing, but then she wanted to melt back into the crowd. But there is a lovely line: "Seeing that she could not go unnoticed." Jesus, noticing her, affirming her, healing her, restored her both to health and to the freedom to be part of the worshipping community. Living at God's unhurried pace is worth it. We can see and notice both what God is like more clearly. We can see and notice the needs of others around us more clearly. And we can face our own dis-ease, knowing that God notices and loves us even in these times. A beautifully phrased invitation to each of us from Jesus says this: "I'll show you how to take a rest. Walk with me and work with me. Watch how I do it. Learn the unforced rhythms of grace."